10 insanely brutal weapons you won't believe existed. Welcome to Lifestyle Fling. Today, we're diving into history's most terrifying weapons. Ones that packed a deadly punch and left a trail of destruction in their wake. Let's get started. 10. Murder holes. Ever wondered what it's like to be trapped in a room with no escape, while enemies rain down deadly projectiles from above?
Oil in the murder hole!
That's exactly what murder holes were designed for. These cleverly placed openings in ceilings or walls were not
We know what a murder hole is, but it won't work.
weapons in the traditional sense, but they were undeniably lethal. Defenders would use them to pour boiling water, molten lead, or even fire arrows at unsuspecting intruders below. If you found yourself stuck beneath one of these, your chances of survival were slim.
Get it through the murder hole and take cover.
Aztec Macuahuitl. What happens when you combine the crushing force of a club with the razor-sharp edges of a sword?
Macuatl, or the Macuitl, was an Aztec weapon. The Aztec warrior often would not try to kill his opponent. He would try to maim and hurt him to be able to take him back to the temples and sacrifice him later.
You get the Macuahuitl, a fearsome weapon wielded by Aztec warriors. Crafted from wood and lined with obsidian blades, this weapon,
Ancient Aztec weapon, brother, made out of obsidian and wood.
Looks like a cricket bat with little blades on it.
That's freaking rad, bro. I want.
could either bludgeon an opponent unconscious or slice them apart. However, Aztec warriors often refrained from killing outright. Instead, they used the Macuahuitl to wound and capture their enemies for later sacrifice, making it a truly terrifying instrument of war.
Keep things interesting. You're not the only one with weapons from far-off lands, you know. Ready?
Chakram. A small but deadly weapon of Indian origin, the chakram was a circular razor-edged throwing disc. Warriors, particularly the Sikh warriors of India, would either hurl them at enemies like frisbees or spin them rapidly on their
The
fingers.
chakram is an Indian throwing weapon which dates back hundreds of years. Warrior Sikhs would throw it like a frisbee or spin it at high speeds on their fingers before launching it into the enemy.
Before launching them with deadly precision. Capable of slicing through armor and flesh alike, these lightweight weapons were also easy to carry, often worn around the waist or discreetly stored for surprise attacks. Talk about a concealed weapon with devastating
And of
impact.
course, any technique could be used with chakram for long-distance throws, even the sidearm. Now I'm on about 15 meters. No problem at all.
Morning Star. A true medieval nightmare, the Morning Star was less of a single weapon
I don't believe they hid it. It's the Morning Star.
and more of a category that included any spiked club or ball and chain combination. Designed to inflict both blunt force trauma and deep puncture wounds, this weapon was as brutal as it looked. Its spiked metal ball, sometimes attached to a chain for extra momentum, could smash through armor with terrifying force. If you were on the receiving end of a Morning Star, chances were you weren't getting back up.
We bashed the hell out of him and he died. So we proved that they were effective against a man in armour. Well, no one's going to be that dummy, are they? No one's going to stand there and be thwacked by this just out of a bit of academic curiosity. I can't think of a way you could test this properly in a real fight situation where you're actually trying to hit the other guy.
Wacha.
They have us. We have Hwacha.
A weapon of the enemy, not samurai.
Saving our people is all that matters.
You know how to fire this.
I'll learn.
A precursor to modern artillery, the Hwacha was a 15th century Korean invention that could fire dozens, sometimes hundreds of arrows at once.
The trick of the Korean Hwacha is its ignition mechanism. One man can fire 100 arrows at the same time.
Imagine facing a barrage of flaming arrows all unleashed in a single volley. Designed as a battlefield game-changer, this early form of rocket artillery significantly reduced the need for large numbers of archers, while striking fear into enemy ranks. However, it wasn't perfect. Frequent repairs and its cumbersome size made it challenging to transport, but when it worked spectacularly. Urumi, whip sword, a weapon straight out of a nightmare.
They were all killed by a lightsaber. What does that tell you?
The urumi is essentially a flexible, whip-like sword made of thin, razor-sharp metal. Originating in India, this weapon could be wielded as a single blade or as multiple, making it incredibly difficult to defend against. However, using an urumi required immense skill, as an inexperienced wielder could easily injure themselves. But in the right hands, this weapon became a deadly whirlwind of slashing destruction. 4. Were scythe farming tools turned into instruments of war? The war scythe,
Classic Grim Reaper's scythe, no, that's not really a weapon. Though there's a weapon that's quite similar to it that I'm going to mention later because it's not really a scythe.
is a perfect example. While its original purpose was harvesting crops, its long curved blade made it an effective slashing and stabbing weapon in battle. Revolutionary groups and peasant armies often repurposed scythes into war weapons due to their availability and versatility.
You can actually strike with the blade, and it's a far more efficient weapon. That is what is called and known as the war scythe.
With its ability to slice through armor and deliver fatal blows, the war scythe proved that even everyday tools could become terrifying weapons in times of conflict.
The balance is light, allowing it to be a very fast weapon that you can use middle hand, long-handed, or for close quarters. Your weapon will kill.
Dragonbeard Hook.
Get over here!
The name might sound mystical, but this weapon was far from harmless. The Dragonbeard Hook was a serrated, crescent-shaped weapon designed to trap and ensnare enemies. Once an opponent was caught in its sharp hooks, escape was nearly impossible. Often used to drag enemies closer for a finishing blow, the Dragonbeard Hook could cause severe injury or even lead to fatal blood loss. It was a weapon that turned combat into a deadly game of entrapment.
Get over here!
Cluster munitions.
Rain fire! But sire, our troops, just do it!
One of the few weapons on this list that's still used in modern warfare, cluster munitions are as devastating today as they were when first introduced during World War II. Unlike traditional bombs, cluster bombs open mid-air, scattering multiple smaller explosives over a vast area, causing widespread destruction. Whether designed to destroy armored vehicles, ignite fires, or create deadly shrapnel clouds.
They open in midair, dispensing hundreds of submunitions, or bomblets, over an area roughly the size of a football field, and causing immense destruction.
Cluster munitions remain one of the most feared and controversial weapons in existence. Greek fire.
Get down!
Long before flamethrowers, the Byzantines had Greek fire, a mysterious napalm-like substance that burned even on water. This terrifying weapon was used in naval warfare to set enemy ships ablaze,
fearsome weapon would come to be known as Greek fire,
making escape almost impossible. Its exact composition remains a mystery to this day, as Byzantine forces guarded the formula so well that no one ever successfully replicated it, though it had limitations.
With the help of a fireball, the liquid is then ignited.
Like being dangerous to deploy in rough seas, Greek fire was an ancient weapon that inspired terror across battlefields and seas alike. From flaming death to weapons of entrapment, history is filled with terrifying innovations designed to dominate the battlefield.
It's possible that there is some mechanical advantage of one of these.
Which of these brutal weapons do you think was the most terrifying? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Lifestyle Fling, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.